Andes Tower Hills has winter fun for everyone. 15 downhill runs with 3 chairlifts, 20 kilometers of cross-country trails, and 4 tubing runs, along with a half-pipe and terrain park for snowboarders. Call Andes Tower Hills for more information.
Break loose this winter. Head to Andes Tower Hills and get some thrills. 2 triple chairlifts and 1 quad chair to take you to the top of 15 exciting downhill runs. There's a half pipe for the snowboarders and a terrain park to test your skills. Andes Tower Hills has 15 kilometers of beautiful cross-country ski trails and a tubing hill that's fun for all ages. You don't have your own equipment? That's okay. There's complete ski and snowboard rental packages, plus ski lessons for beginners. Andes Tower Hills, 15 miles west of Alexandria on Highway 27.
Hello, my name's Tim Salschreider, and on behalf of Andes Tower Hills, I want to thank you for bringing your school group here to Andes Tower Hills ski area. I'm going to give you some information that's going to get you off the bus, through the chalet, and out onto the hills quickly, but most importantly, safely. Now, teachers, before the students get off the bus, if you could please make sure that they have their rental slips in hand. And we have a couple different kinds of rental slips. We have a snowboard rental slip, which is shaded in green, okay? That's for snowboard rentals. And then we have a pink copy, which most of you will be using because this is what we use to rent skis with. Now, the pink shaded area needs to be filled out completely. Age, height, weight, skiing ability, we need all of that information. Boots, we do not have half sizes, we have full sizes only. We have 7s, 8s, 9s, and so on. We do not have half sizes. Make sure the bottom gets signed. The ski size you can leave blank. We can help you with that at the front desk. Again, everything that's shaded in pink needs to be filled out completely. And teachers, if you could please make sure the students have these in hand before they get off the bus. Students, when you get off the bus, go down the stairs, into the chalet, and into this main area. And if you would store your gear in the cubbies like you see behind me here, your backpacks, lunch, whatever you brought for the day, don't leave it on the tables, needs to be stored in the cubbies. Then once you've got your gear stored, grab your rental slip, get over into line, and we'll get you started, okay? When you get into line, you're going to go to the front desk, you're going to turn this copy in at the front desk. We're going to tear the top white copy off and give that back to you. In addition to that, you're going to get a lift ticket that will look something like this, okay? As you walk away from the front desk, down around the corner, there'll be racks, and on those racks will be the ticket wires, wickets, ticket hangers, whatever you want to call it. There should be an adult there to help you. The trick to this 2-part system, this wire goes on your jacket first, okay? It usually hangs off of a front zipper. You can hang it off of a right-hand side zipper, or you can hang it on a right-hand glove, okay? The reason I say right hand is that our lift operators are on the right-hand side of you for the day. This lift ticket needs to be visible to that lift operator at all times. If our lift operators are doing their job, if they see you don't have one of these on, they won't load you on the chair, okay? Again, what they usually do is put it on a front zipper, pass it through the zipper, and have the split wire end hanging down. Take your lift ticket, fold it in half. Peel the paper off of the back, then attach it one side of the wire to the other so that it hangs off of your jacket, something like that, okay? Once you have your lift ticket on, down around the corner, hand in your white copy, we'll give you boots. Your boots are going to look something like this. Trickiest part to boots is figuring out lefts and rights, okay? Buckles and logos, you see these here? They go to the outside of the foot. The inside of this boot is smooth. So put your boots smooth side to smooth side and step in, okay? So again, buckles and logos go where? Outside right. Now, unbuckle the boot and open it up, and now you're ready to step in. And when you step in, we ask that you step in with 1 pair of socks, not 2, 3, 4, or as someone asked me earlier this year, do I need to take my shoes off to get into these boots? Yes, you need to take your shoes off to get into these boots. 1 pair of socks. There's good insulation, good padding in these boots. More sock doesn't necessarily mean more warmth. It usually means less circulation. It usually means your feet get colder quicker if you put more sock in here. So we highly recommend that you wear 1 pair of socks. Step in, buckle the boot, and before you tighten this up around your ankle, I'm going to ask that you take your jeans, snow pants, whatever you've got, inside this boot, except for that one pair of socks. Get it above the boot or to the outside of the boot. It will be very uncomfortable for you for the day to stuff your jeans in there and then clamp this tight around your ankle. You will bite into that ankle and it will be uncomfortable. Don't do that to yourself. Again, just the one pair of socks. Get your snow pants, jeans, and everything else either above the cuff or to the outside of the boot. Then buckle this boot up tight around your ankle. Once you have your boots on, get back up into line. Listen for your name to be called out. When we call out your name, you need to come forward and get your skis. And your skis will look something like this. Now, the difference between your skis and everybody else's skis is going to be this number, okay? We will write that number on your lift ticket, but it's very important that you ski on your ski and only your ski for the day, okay? Remember this number. The reason is that, remember, on your rental slips, we ask for your age, your height, your weight, and your skiing ability. We are not that nosy here at Andy's, but we need that information. That information goes to a chart. That chart gives us a DIN number. That DIN number is what we set your bindings to, is to your own specific age, height, weight, and skiing ability. Again, we'll write this number on your lift ticket, ski on your ski, and only your ski. One of the other reasons that you want to ski on your ski and only your ski is that this particular ski here is set for a size 5 boot. Now, if you walk out to the racks, grab any old pair of boots, you might grab a ski that's set for a size 7 boot. And this heel piece will be moved back further. You won't be able to step into those bindings. Or it might be set for a smaller boot, say a size 3. And this heel piece will be moved up further. Again, your boot won't fit into it. So ski on your numbered ski and only your numbered ski. To get into your skis, you simply go toe down first and heel down. To get out of these skis, you take your pole, ski, hand, boot, whatever you've got, push on this back heel piece, and you're out. Okay? Again, toe down first, heel down, push on this heel piece to get out. Okay? Now, during the day, one of you might actually fall. I know that seems kind of silly, but one of you might actually fall. And if you fall, your binding may release. It doesn't release under all conditions, but if it releases, it's going to look something like this. You see how this heel piece is up? Well, I don't care how big and how strong and how high you jump from to try to get back into this binding, you're not getting back in until you do this, okay? Now you're ready to step back in, okay? So if you're having problems getting into your skis, check 3 things. First, check your number, make sure it's your ski to begin with. Second, check the heel piece, make sure that it's not up in the air, that it is laying flat. Thirdly, if you've walked in the snow before you get into your bindings, check the bottom of your boot for snowpack. Make sure that the bottom of your boot is clear and free of snow before you step in. Now, if you've checked those 3 things and still have problems getting into your bindings, take it into the rental shop and we'll readjust them for you, okay? But check those 3 things. Also with skis, we're going to give you poles. And your poles are going to look something like this, okay? And I'm going to spend more time actually on poles than I do skis. The reason why is that these poles create more problems for our staff than the skis do, okay? So pay attention and you'll be in for a nice, safe day, okay? Whether you take poles or don't take poles, on the bottom lip lines, there are signs there. Those signs give you safety information. I encourage you to read those signs. One of those signs is going to say, remove your wrist strap from your wrist. When you're in the bottom lift line, you remove your wrist from the wrist strap, take both poles, pull up to where the chair is going to pick you up. And at the time the chair loads you, and the entire time you're on the chairlift, you take both poles and put them in one hand. With your free hand, you can then grab the chair, ride to the top of the chairlift. At the unload area, you simply stand up, ski down, and away from the unload area. Okay? You do not unload on a chairlift like this. I run a lift from time to time, and the people that struggle the most are the people that just don't know what to do with their poles. Okay? At the unload area, this is not how you unload. This is how you unload at the top of the unload area. Okay? Both poles, one hand, the entire time you're on the chairlift. And never are these wrist straps to be on your wrist when you're on the chairlift. Okay? It is always off your wrist and both poles, one hand, the entire time. When you go to put your wrist straps back on, you pass your wrist through the strap, and with the bottom of your hand, you grab the strap and the pole. Don't put the straps on the top of your hand. And the reason why, again, one of you might fall, and if you fall, when you open up the palm of your hand, the pole stays in your hand, so you will fall upon that pole grip like that. If you put it on the bottom of your hand like this, when you open up the hand, the pole falls away. Safety, okay? Never are these wrist straps to be on your wrist when you're on the chairlift. It is always both poles, one hand, okay? And you do not unload like this. You unload like this. And if you ever get into a situation, and this does happen from time to time, I run a chairlift, and from time to time on the bottom, I load people up, and they drop a pole. So what do? They jump off that chair to pick it up. Don't do that. You stay on the chair at all times. These poles are not that important. In fact, I want to encourage you, whether you've never skied or whether you've skied 20 times before, if you want to learn to ski quicker, or if you want to learn to become a better skier, it will be easier for you to do that without poles. I want to encourage you to take at least one run the day that you're here without poles. In fact, some of you beginners, I would encourage you to ski the day without poles, okay? This is a recommendation. We've been doing this for a little over 20 years now, okay? It's easier for you to learn how to ski and to become a better skier without poles, okay? Then once you have your equipment, you walk outside the rental door back there, out where the instructors will direct you on where to go to put your equipment on. If you've skied a number of times and feel you can bypass that instruction, you may do so, although I highly recommend it, okay? But you cannot bypass the bunny hill, okay? Every skier here needs to go to the bunny hill for that day. Prove to us that you can ski through the cones under control. At that time, we'll mark your lift ticket as a pass. You may then decide to go on to another chairlift. And if you decide to go on to another lift, we ask that you start with the Milky Way chairlift. The reason why that serves our easiest run, which is called Hawaiian Cruise. How will I know that? When you get to the top of the hills, there'll be 6-foot-long signs, 18-inch high. They'll be in green or blue or black signs, and they'll say Hawaiian Cruise if it's the easiest run. Green signed runs are easier. Blue signed runs are difficult. Black signed runs are most difficult, okay? First-time skiers, this is the rule for the day when you're here. First-time skiers, you are not allowed to ski black runs for the day, okay? It is not humanly possible to become an expert skier in a day. It is not humanly possible to walk onto the basketball court for the first time, grab the basketball, yell over to Michael Jordan and say, Michael Jordan, you and me one-on-one. Believe it or not, Michael Jordan will beat you. Well, believe it or not, these black runs will beat you. Once you're halfway down a black run, there isn't anything anybody can do for you. You're on your own. First-time skiers, no black runs. Friends of those first-time skiers, don't you dare peer pressure them into going down black runs. I want you to encourage them to ski green runs and blue runs. I want you to encourage them to learn how to make their turns and learn how to make their stops. All of you, I want to encourage you to learn how to make your turns and learn how to make your stops. Skiing is not pointing your skis down the hill, getting to the bottom, and going, whew, made it without hitting anybody. That is not skiing. That is called bombing. The first time we catch you bombing a hill, we'll tear a lift ticket or mark it as a warning. The second time, we'll take your entire lift ticket. You'll be in the chalet for the day. Learn to make your turns. Learn to make your stops. When you ski down on a ski run, you go from one side of the run to the other. Control your speed. Control your stopping ability, okay? You have to be able to know how to stop on any run at any time that you're on. It will be easier for you to learn how to make your turns and learn how to make your stops, again, without poles. Ski down in an S-shaped pattern, controlling your speed. At any time, can you stop on the run that you're on? If you can't do that, don't move on to a more difficult run. I can't encourage you enough that when you're here that day, okay, learn to make your turns, learn to make your stops. And again, it will be easier without poles. Then, I want to also encourage you to ski under control at all times. it is your responsibility. You have 3 responsibilities for the day. First and foremost, ski under control at all times. Again, control your speed. Second, avoid the skier that's in front of you. That fallen skier that's in front of you is not a speed bump. Okay? They have flesh, and you have skis that have sharp metal edges. When you put those 2 together, it's not good. Okay? So again, avoid the skier that's in front of you. Thirdly, both poles, one hand, the entire time that you're on the chairlift. Okay? Again, ski under control at all times. And I don't care what anybody tells you, but this is not a picture of someone under control. This is someone that's out of control, okay? Don't do that. Ski under control at all times. Avoid the skier that's in front of you, both poles, one hand, the entire time. Okay? Now, teachers, I'd ask you to coordinate your departure time with your students. Make sure they know what time the bus is leaving, and whatever time the bus is leaving, we typically page you in about 20 minutes to a half an hour before the bus departs, okay? So for an example, if your school is leaving, if the bus is leaving at 3 o'clock, we will typically page them in about 2:30, 2:40, okay? Pay attention, listen for your paging. If you get paged in, it's time to return your rental equipment. On the tops of the chairlifts, there are clocks there. Pay attention to the time, okay? When we page you in to start loading and return your rental equipment, I'm going to ask that you actually return your rental equipment. Take your skis, okay, and put them base to base like this, all right, and carry them in one hand and return them to the rental department. And that's the door on the far east of this building, and a big green sign above that door says return rentals here. Please return your rental equipment. It's very discouraging for my staff to go out at the end of the night and pick up 100 pairs of skis out of the racks and carry them in. Return your rental equipment. And if you take poles, then you carry the poles in the other hand. The skis go in the rack, hand your poles to one of our staff. Please return your boots buckled on the same counter that you got them from, and I can't encourage you enough, again, to return your rental equipment. Okay, so again, remember your departure time. We will page you in 20 to 30 minutes before you depart. I can't encourage you enough to ski under control, avoid the skier that's in front of you, and both poles, one hand, the entire time you're on the chairlift. I'll tell you what, students, if you practice those things, you will have a safe ski trip here at Andes Tower Hills. Once again, I want to thank you for your time, and I want to thank you for bringing your school group here to Andes.
Get moving and grooving this winter at Andes Tower Hills. There's 2 triple chairlifts and 1 quad chair to take you to the top of 15 exciting downhill runs, a half pipe for the snowboarders, and 15 kilometers of beautiful cross-country ski trails. When you're cold on the outside, come in and warm up your insides at their full-line snack bar. Andes Tower Hills has complete ski and snowboard rental packages, plus there's a full-service pro shop. It's fun for the whole family at Andes Tower Hills, 15 miles west of Alexandria on Highway 27.